Rain hammered against the rusted zinc roof as Daniel burst out of the one-room apartment, slamming the door so hard the hinges rattled. Gloria ran after him, her wrapper barely tied, voice shaking. But Daniel didn't look back. He paced through the compound like a man possessed, fist clenched, breathing hard. "You're the reason I'm suffering," he shouted, pointing at her with trembling anger. "Ever since I married you, everything has fallen apart." Neighbors peeked through cracked windows. Some whispered. Others shook their heads. Gloria froze where she stood, the words cutting deeper than any wound she had ever felt. "Daniel, why would you say that to me?" she whispered, as if trying not to believe her own ears. He scoffed, turned away, and stormed back inside. Gloria followed slowly, wiping her tears with the back of her hand. Inside, Daniel yanked drawers open, searching for something only he understood. "You think I don't know what you're doing?" he said without facing her. "Every time I get money, it disappears. Customers stopped coming to my workshop. Tools vanished. My life has turned upside down, and it all started the day I married you." Gloria's voice cracked. "Daniel, you know that's not true. I've stood by you. I've worked day and night." "Exactly," he snapped. "Working day and night. Pretending to support me while you spiritually block my destiny." Gloria staggered backward. "Spiritually? Daniel, what are you saying? Who told you that?" He looked at her with cold, disgusted eyes. "Everyone. The neighbors. The herbalist. Even the pastor said some women carry negative energy. And you came into my life with nothing but bad luck." Gloria sank onto the edge of the bed and covered her face. The man she loved was gone. This wasn't Daniel. This was someone buried under frustration, fear, and lies. But he wasn't done. "From today," Daniel said, grabbing his pillow, "I'm sleeping on the floor. I need to separate myself from your aura." "Daniel, please." She reached for him. He jerked his hand away as if her touch burned him. "You see, you want to contaminate me again." Those words crushed her. That night, Daniel lay on the cold cement floor, arms folded tightly across his chest while Gloria curled on the bed, silently crying into her pillow. He faced the wall, refusing to acknowledge her presence. Every sniffle irritated him, confirming what he believed: she was the enemy ruining his life. Days passed, and Daniel's suspicion grew deadlier. He refused to eat her food. He washed his own clothes separately. When Gloria paid the electricity bill, he unplugged every appliance, shouting that her money would infect the light. Gloria tried again and again to reach him. "Daniel, talk to me. What changed? Daniel, you're hurting me. Daniel, please." But he hardened his heart more each time. The final blow came when Daniel returned from seeing a fortune teller. He entered the house with a bitter smirk, his eyes dark with something dangerous. "She confirmed everything," he said. "Gloria, you're the reason I'm poor." Gloria's body went numb. She couldn't even cry. The man she loved now believed she was a curse. And she knew something terrible was coming. The tension in the house thickened like smoke. Daniel no longer came home with any warmth left in him. He walked in every night with new accusations, new suspicions, new wounds he carved with his own hands and blamed on Gloria. One afternoon, Gloria returned from her sewing shop to find Daniel tossing her clothes into a nylon bag. "What are you doing?" she asked, her voice trembling. Daniel didn't even glance at her. "Removing bad luck from my life. I don't want your things mixing with mine anymore." He picked up her favorite blue gown and grimaced at it as though it carried poison. "Daniel, that's enough." Gloria rushed to him, grabbing his arm. "You're hurting me. You're hurting us." He jerked away violently. "There's no us. Not anymore. Not since I realized who you really are." Gloria felt her heart pounding, fear creeping through her chest. Daniel, please tell me who filled your head with these things. I need to understand. He looked at her with a bitter smirk. You don't need to understand. A man's eyes open when the truth is revealed. And my own truth is that you were sent to block my success. Everything I touched turned to dust after our wedding. That's not true, Gloria whispered, tears slipping down her cheeks. I've been supporting you. I've been paying. Oh, paying, he said mockingly. With your bad luck money. Keep it to yourself. Gloria's breath hitched. She folded her arms tightly, trying to hold back the pain. His voice grew even colder. From today, don't touch any food in this house. Don't cook for me. Don't bring your negativity near my plate. That night, Gloria sat in darkness, too devastated to move. She could hear Daniel pacing outside, muttering under his breath. Every word was a dagger she couldn't dodge. When he finally returned inside, his face was twisted with a new kind of anger. Jack told me everything, he said suddenly. Gloria turned to him hopefully. Finally. Someone who knows us both. What did he? He told me you've been monitoring my steps, Daniel interrupted. That you always know when I'm about to make money. You find a way to destroy the opportunity. You cursed my workshop. You cursed my tools. What? Daniel, that's a lie. Gloria cried out. Why would I ever destroy your workshop? You know how much I prayed for that business. Enough, he shouted, banging the wall so hard the neighbors banged back in warning. You think I didn't notice? The fortune teller confirmed it again today. She said I must distance myself from you or my life will end in poverty. Gloria stared at him in shock. A fortune teller. Daniel, you're believing strangers over your own wife. He pointed to the door. Believe whatever you want. Just stay out of my way. The next week was hell. Daniel barely spoke to her, except to insult her. Gloria tried to endure, telling herself it was temporary, that he was stressed, that something would snap him out of it. But the breaking point arrived on a hot afternoon when the landlord appeared at their door with 2 policemen. Daniel stepped out angrily, as if expecting a fight. Gloria hurried out behind him, nervous. The landlord crossed his arms. Daniel, this is the 3rd month. I've warned you. I'm locking this place today. Gloria quickly pulled out the money she had saved. Please, sir. Let me pay. Before she could finish, Daniel slapped her hand so hard the money scattered across the compound floor. Don't use your cursed money here, he shouted. Gas filled the compound. The policeman exchanged glances. Gloria stood frozen, shame washing over her in burning waves. She slowly bent down, picked up her scattered notes, and walked inside without a word. Daniel didn't follow. He didn't ask where she went. He just watched her disappear. And for the first time, Gloria knew she had reached the end of what her heart could endure. Gloria wiped her eyes with the back of her hand, her voice trembling as she bent to pick up the leftover yam. If I am the reason for your lack, then I will leave, she whispered. I don't want to be the woman who destroys her own husband. Her words pierced him, but pride rose first. He scoffed. Leave to where? You have no family nearby, and you know you can't run to anyone else. Let's not pretend. She stiffened. Then what do you want from me? I wake up before you, sleep after you, cook, clean, support the business. What more do you want? Daniel looked away because the truth was too sharp to face. He wanted someone to blame, someone to carry the weight of his frustration. Someone who wasn't him. Just stop bringing bad luck into this house, he muttered. Maybe God will finally have mercy. Gloria's heart cracked, but she said nothing. She simply turned, picked her wrapper from the bed, and walked into their tiny kitchen. The quiet clatter of pots carried the ache he didn't want to admit he'd caused. The next morning, Daniel grabbed his bag and stormed out without breakfast. Sales were terrible again. He stood behind his wooden kiosk, staring at the products no one was coming to buy. A young man in a neat shirt passed by and gave him a pitying look. "Oga, try advertise online. Make video, put for WhatsApp status. People they buy well these days." Daniel hissed. "You think I never try?" But he hadn't. He had been too angry, too tired, too certain the universe was against him. His phone buzzed. A message from Gloria. "Where are you? It's important. Come home." He rolled his eyes. Again, he muttered, but he packed up earlier than usual and walked back. When he pushed the door open, he froze. Gloria was standing beside his mother, her face tight with concern. "Daniel, this has gone too far," Mama said. "Mom, what are you doing here?" Daniel asked, his voice tight. "Gloria called me," Mama said sharply. "I couldn't just sit at home while you destroy the woman who has been supporting you in every way." Daniel's chest tightened. "You went behind my back?" Gloria stepped forward, her voice quiet but firm. "I couldn't just watch everything fall apart. You've been blaming me for things I've worked to fix." Mama Joseph crossed her arms. "Daniel, this girl is not your problem. Your mindset is. You don't talk to your wife like she's a curse. You don't throw away a good thing because things are hard." Daniel swallowed, feeling shame he couldn't speak. Every harsh word he'd said, every accusation, now pressed against his chest like a weight he couldn't lift. Gloria's eyes glistened. "I just want us to work together, Daniel. I have ideas, plans. But you never let me speak." His throat went dry. He knew she was right. He had pushed her away out of fear, pride, and anger, and now the cost of his arrogance was staring him in the face. Mama shook her head. "You two will talk. Properly. No shouting. No blaming. Start fixing this, or it's gone for good." Daniel looked from his mother to Gloria. Shame crawled up his spine. He had been wrong, but apologizing felt like swallowing a stone. Still, he knew he had no choice. Daniel couldn't sleep that night. Mama had taken the only small guest mattress, leaving him and Gloria on opposite sides of their bed, a thick silence between them like a wall neither knew how to climb. He stared at the ceiling for hours before finally whispering, "Gloria, are you awake?" She didn't move at first. Then, faintly, "Yes." His heart thudded. "I'm sorry." The words tasted like gravel, but relief washed through him as soon as he said them. Gloria slowly turned her face toward him. In the dim light, he could see how exhausted she looked, how much she had carried alone. "What exactly are you sorry for?" she asked softly. Daniel swallowed. "For blaming you. For treating you like the enemy when you've been nothing but patient. For everything." Her lips trembled. "Do you really think I'm the cause of your poverty?" He shook his head quickly. "No. I was angry, scared. And I took it out on you because you're the closest person to me." She let the silence stretch, studying him, searching his face like she was trying to see if the man she married was still in there. Finally, she exhaled shakily. "I've been trying to tell you something for weeks." Daniel sat up a little. "What is it?" Gloria wiped her face and reached for a small folder under the pillow. She handed it to him. "Open it." Inside were printed pages. Charts. Notes. A business plan. He blinked. "What is all this?" "My plan to expand your business," she said quietly. "I've been taking an online course. Free classes. How to scale small businesses in Nigeria. I wanted to learn how to help you properly. Daniel's throat went dry. You did all this? Yes, she whispered. But every time I tried to talk, you pushed me away. You've been drowning, Daniel, and I've been trying to hand you a rope. A tightness he couldn't name squeezed his chest. He felt like crying and collapsing and hugging her all at once. Gloria, I didn't know. You didn't ask, she replied, her voice cracking. He moved closer, slowly, as if approaching something fragile. Please, teach me. Let's do it together. Her eyes glistened with shock. You want us to work together? Yes, he said firmly. I'm tired of fighting the person who is trying to save me. For the first time in weeks, Gloria's face softened. She nodded, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. Over the next few weeks, everything changed. With Gloria's strategies, their sales doubled, then tripled. She taught him how to advertise properly, how to package his products, how to attract customers online. Daniel handled the physical hustle, Gloria handled the brain work. Together, they became unstoppable. One evening, standing in front of their now busy shop, Daniel turned to his wife with a look full of gratitude and awe. You were never my curse, he murmured. You were the blessing I almost lost. Gloria smiled, her eyes shining. Now you know. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Share your thoughts on how misunderstanding and pride can blind us, and help us all remember to value the people who quietly support us. Because sometimes, the person you blame the most is the one who has been saving you all along.